Okay, so till now, what we have done is we have seen how to classify the data. After classifying the data, we seen the ways by which we can express or present the data in histogram form or uh, curve form or polygon. Okay, all these things we have seen. So in further study, what we will do is if there is a data which is represented by some bar graphs or pie chart or anything like that, we'll just come across or read some of the graphs and try to answer the questions depending on the graphs. So on your screen, I hope there is a the screen is visible properly, and there are some questions with the graph. Okay, so what is represented is following multiple bar diagram represent GDP, and GDP is presented by uh, government, and it is also given by the Arvind Subramaniam. So both of them have represented their GDPs for the financial years 2011, 2012, 2012, 2013, 13, 14, and in the similar manner up to 16, 17. So this is the data, and there are some questions depending on the data. Of course, those are very much easier, but still we'll go through all the questions. So in which year GDP is lowest? So
2012, 13.
2012 and 13. Okay, 5.3. There's no one less, and that is by government. And Arvind's prediction is Arvind's GDP is less in again in the year
2012
2012
and
13. So in which year GDP is the highest? And highest is
15,
15
16.
16.
15, 16.
Again, it is 15 16 is common for both of them. Does Arvind uniformly over times or underestimate the GDP? Yes.
underestimate, sir, every
So
time.
every time if you look any of the year, so in any of the year his GDP is quite less than what the government says, and that's why he always underestimates the GDP. Find the yearly deviation. Find the yearly deviation of Arvind's estimate from government's method. So what do we mean by deviation?
The difference between the original
Yes.
value and the
So 6.6
found value.
minus 6.6 minus 4.1. So in 2011-12, the deviation was 2.5. From 2012 to 2013, the deviation is 2.3. And so the difference is nothing but the deviation. What that is the deviation which is given by Arvind Subramaniam. And the last question, what is the average deviation? So on an average, it is 2.4833. How do we take an average? So add all of them. So we have added these entries, and there are 6 entries, so divide by 6. So that will give me the average deviation. Fine. So second is a bit different. There is a series of graphs. So following are the diagrams about sex ratio at the birth appeared in Sunday Times on 23rd June 2019. Okay. So sex ratio is the number of females per 1000 males. This is something that we already know. So from 2015-16, it was 923. From 16 to 17, it became 926. 17 to 18, 929. And 18-19, it is 931. So top 5 states, the other chart represents uh, the top 5 states in the year 2018-19, and this is the chart. So Meghalaya 951, Andhra Pradesh 953, Goa 954, and Kerala is the highest with 959. 2018-19, but the bottom 5. So for the bottom 5 states, this is the condition. It is Daman and Diu is 889, and accordingly. Let me just zoom out. Fine. So I will directly go to the question. What is the nature of SRB over all India? Yes, you have seen all the data now.
The number of females per thousand males goes on increasing.
Goes
Yes,
on
increasing. The ratio
increase.
increases.
The ratio goes on increasing. Okay. Then next question. Name the state having top SRB during 1819. So we'll go to the 1819 graph. So bottom 5, top 5 SRB in 1819. In this chart, we can see that Kerala is having the highest sex ratio, and it is okay. There are two states. Sorry, Kerala and Chhattisgarh. Both of them have 959. But actually, if you see the data for today, it is highest is Kerala. But of course, in this graph, it is showing that Kerala and Chhattisgarh are having highest sex ratio. Name the state having lowest SRB during 1819. In 1819, the lowest is
Sir,
Daman
yes,
and Diu.
sir, can you
Daman.
just zoom a little bit? The data is not properly visible here.
Now,
Yes, sir, now it is.
hmm, okay. What I'll do is I'll keep the book with me so that you don't have to scroll and you'll be able to answer it properly. Yes. So next question is, name the state having lowest SRB during 1819. The state is
Daman and Diu.
Daman and
Daman
Diu.
and Diu.
The name the state showing highest rise in SRB during the year 1516.
Goa.
Why so?
It's Lakshadweep.
Why so?
So because as from the graph, we can see that the comparison between the 2 years is done and the deviation is maximum in Lakshadweep. So
So
that is why.
this 59 in this the last chart, as you all can see in this last chart, what it is showing is 832 was there and 891, and the deviation of this is, as you can see, it is almost 59, the in the circle whatever is written. So deviation is 59. Andaman and Nicobar, the deviation is 58. Then in Goa, it is 36, 32, 32. Okay, so the question was, name the state showing highest rise in SRB. Okay, so the highest rise in SRB is this 59, and it is shown by the state Lakshadweep. So Lakshadweep is the correct one. Then Name the state showing highest decline in SRB during the year 1519.
Sikkim.
So the highest decline in SRB. Where is the Sikkim? Sikkim is, should go ahead. Yes, the next chart. In this, highest decline is, the decline is of 50 here. So decline maximum during 1519. In this, you have 50, you have 37, 17, 13, 13, and 10. So the decline maximum is 50, and it is shown by the state Sikkim. Fine, so we have seen all the. Now the next question is, which state is progressive as far as SRB is concerned? You have seen all the charts now. What can you say? Yes, anyone?
So Goa is the progressive, most progressive one.
Which one?
Goa.
Why so?
So because it was already in the top five
Yes.
SRB state, and in the rise in SRB during 2015, 16 or 19, whatever it was the third highest. So among all these states, it's the most progressive.
Okay. But even if you look at the number 954, it is right, and Kerala and Chhattisgarh is still above it, 959.
But no data has been shown that Kerala wasn't 959 the year before. I mean, we can't compare, and the only comparison done is for Goa. That's why I said Goa.
Yes, you are saying it right, but if you look at the base year, I mean, for the first chart where Kerala is represented, it is for the year 1819, and the deviation is also for up to 19, right? So the data is of course up to 19, and in 2019 Goa is 954. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the correct one is Kerala and Chhattisgarh. Is Maharashtra progressive as far as SRB is concerned? So data is not given for Maharashtra. Is it? No.
It's given in the declining.
Sir, in the last graph it's given.
No, sir.
Yes. Is Maharashtra progressive? No, because
No.
there is a decline, right? So it is not progressive. Fine. So Sunday Times, 23rd June 2009, gave the following data collected in May 2019. Okay, and highlights of survey results are increasing number of patients with diabetes are found in low socioeconomic strata. The cost of diabetes care in India in 2017 estimated to be 63,000 crore with 72.9 million diabetic cases. 80% of patients are not getting recommended treatment. Till few years ago, diabetes was found among people with age above 40. But now the number of cases above 20 are reported. 60% bypass surgery patients were diabetic. In metro cities, 40% people were above age of 60. Age of 60 are diabetic. India Diabetes Care Index report said 3 crore cases of uncontrolled diabetes patients suffered from complications of heart, eye, kidney, nerve, and lymph. So HbA1c percent is a blood test report which shows average blood sugar level for past 3 months. So HbA1c greater than or equal to 6.5 is in general considered to be diabetic. So this you have to remember. I mean, if HbA1c is greater than or equal to 6.5, then it is considered to be diabetic. Okay, so we have the states here and major Indian cities during 1 year period. So these are the levels of HbA1c, right, in the major cities of India, and there are the charts. So I'll ask go for the questions now. Name the top 5 cities with highest HbA1c levels.
Varanasi, Guwahati, Delhi,
Hyderabad.
Jaipur, Indore, Hyderabad. Yeah, Hyderabad.
Varanasi, Delhi, Indore, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Pondicherry, also Guwahati, right?
Yes, sir.
Next one. Name the city with HbA1c level less than 8. Less than 8 is
Chandigarh.
Chandigarh is with the lowest number. Third one, name the highest of complications among diabetes patients.
Kidney.
Indore.
Kidney 8.3.
Me.
Yes. So,
Indore 8.8.
no. So, the question is, the second chart here, this represents the complications uh, which are there to the diabetic patients, and the question is, name the highest of complications among diabetes patients. So it is given here the eye complications 6.7% the people are getting, kidney 8.3, nerve 8.0, heart 6.6, and limbs 1.9. So the highest is for the kidney. Name the smaller type of complications among diabetic patients.
Limbs.
Limbs.
Limbs. If HbA1c reduces by 1%, then which type of problems get reduced most?
Heart problems.
So
Heart problems.
if HbA1c reduces by 1%, then which type of problems gets reduced most?
Leg amputations.
Leg amputations. And how many patients are estimated to be diabetic all over India in this survey?
So the value was given up in the question.
$72.9 million.
Okay, and can you guess how that 72.9 million is there? How can you get that from the
So
chart?
actually, it is given in the upper part.
Yes, exactly. But can you guess how do you get that number from this data, which is represented here?
No, sir, just I checked from above part.
Okay. Anyone else who can guess how that number is there?
So they have already given the required data, like 60% bypass surgery patients were diabetic. So they calculate the number of bypass patients and then calculate 60% of it in every city. And 40% above age 60 are diabetic in metro cities. So like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai,
Hmm.
Kolkata, they might take only um, above the age of 60 and take 40% of that, and then add up, and then it.
But that is just for the bypass. Bypass is bypass surgery is there, but we are in general talking about the uh, in general we are talking about this diabetes, right? So bypass is part of uh, part of this diabetic. I mean, it is a what you can say implication of diabetes. Okay, bypass isn't actually the diabetes. So not every sugar patient may go for bypass. Can I get a minute? Yes, sorry for the disturbance. So you have the data. I mean, what they are saying is in these particular cities, uh, the data that 72.9 million they have got, it is by taking the populations of all the countries, sorry, not countries, all the cities, and the population, the percent from the average of this, the 7.9, 8.8, and all these numbers, those we get. So proportionate to these numbers, we'll get the diabetic patients in the particular cities, and calculating that, they may have got this number 72.9 million. Fine, we'll go ahead. So air passenger traffic in India is shown by the following graph. What is the overall nature of the graph? It is of course increasing, right?
Yes, from
So
27 to 13.
yeah, 1398.
Yes.
So which type of curve one can fit to air passenger traffic? No, answer is given there. I mean, it is exponential. If you look at the graph of e raised to x, okay, it will look something like this. If you go from 0 to 1, it is quite less, and later it is increasing very much rapidly. But what is the use of this? We will see this in further studies, but I want to point it right now. Because if I want to estimate a number, what will happen in 2021? So estimated number I need. So the number of passengers in the year 2021, I want to estimate that. Of course, right now it may be available, but say if I want to estimate in by the year 2025, how can we do that? Anyone with a view on this?
So we can just feed the previous data to e to the power x and just
Yes,
estimate it.
yes. So with this data, whichever data is available right now, so 1970 to 2020. Okay, so from this I will estimate a curve. Okay, so it may be e raised to x or 2 raised to x or 3 raised to x or 1 by 5 raised to x or whatever. Okay, so I will estimate this data with a function, okay, an exponential function, and later say if I get e raised to x simply, then what I will do is I'll put e raised to 2021. And what will happen once I put e raised to 2021? I'm just giving an example. It will never happen like this, e raised to 2021, because e is more than 2, of course, and 2 raised to 2021 will be a very large data. It is not going to happen in that manner. But just for understanding, I'm speaking this way. So if I get a function f of x, so it is a better way to put it this way. So if I get a function f of x, which is nearly equal to this data, then in that function, what I will do is I'll calculate f of 2021, and I will get the estimated number of passengers, air passengers, in the year 2021. If I put f of 2025, I'll get estimated number of air passengers in the year 2025, right? And that is why this is done. A curve is fit for the given data, and then we can estimate the future values in that case. So this is the same thing which is done in the data science and this kind of cases, and this regression or fitting of curve is a very important part in this. Okay, fine. Find the growth in air passengers during the year 1917 to 2003. So what is the growth?
Sir, means we need to look at these 2 years, 1917, 2003. So we would have to take the difference then.
Yeah, and
So
if it is a percent growth, if I want to speak, then
then upon 100.
sure.
Divide the difference by 27 and multiply by 100.
Why 27?
So because percentage increase is taken on the original value.
Yeah. So 195 is in 2003, and there are 27 passengers in 1970. So the difference is almost 27, 3 and 63 and 5, 68 almost. Okay,
168.
168. 168 upon, now why I'm doing this, 168 upon 27, so that will give me a percent increase in the air passengers. Okay, similarly then during 2003 and 2017, uh, so we can see the data below there. So there is a 622% increase, okay, from the year 1970 to 2003. Then from 2003 to 2017, it is 617% increase. But from the year 1970 to 2017, there is a increase of 5078%. Okay, which is almost 50.78 times, 50 times the number of air passengers have increased. Fine.
Sir,
Yes.
means to find the percent increase or decrease, we need to divide it. We need to divide that by the passengers which were there in any year.
Yes, yes. Look, I'll give you a simple example for a better understanding. That if in the first match a player scores 2 runs, and in the next match he scores 50 runs, what is the increase or the percent increase in his runs, what will you do? How many times? 2 into 2, and you must get 50 runs, right? So 50 minus 2, which is 48, and 48 divided by 2, which is 24% increase,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
that is the way we do the calculations when you're calculating. I mean, the percent, normally what we think is it is up to 100%, but when the increment is more than the actual amount, the percent is calculated this way. So the next one, following graph shows the number of days taken by 3 carpenters to finish making of one piece each of 4 different items of furniture. So the 3 carpenters, carpenter X, Y, and Z. So if you look at the carpenter X, what is happening? So he took 2 days to make a chair, right? Then 3 for the table, 8 for the bed, and 10 for the cupboard, right? Then if carpenter X and Y were to make a chair together, how many days they would take? And how many days carpenter Z would take to? So we are making a table first of all for the given chart. Okay, so carpenter X, Y, and Z. Will look at the carpenter X. So which is the graph, the lower one. So chair he made in 2 days, right? Then table he made in 3 days, bed 8, and cupboard. Cupboard is, they've written. Bed is 8 and cupboard is 10. Right. So we have made a table. Similarly, for the carpenter Y, he made chair in 4 days, then table in 6, bed in 10, and cupboard in 8. And the last one Z. So the carpenter Z made a chair. The Z is this one, 3, then 2, then 12, and 15. So we have made a table. So X takes 2 days to make a chair, so he'll make 1/2 chair a day, right? And Y takes 4 days to make a chair, so he'll make 1/4 part of chair daily. So in a single day, if both of them are working together, the efficiency of the first carpenter and the efficiency of second. So totally 3/4. So 75% chair will be uh, will be done in just one day, and the days required to make the complete chair is 4/3. 4/3. Is everyone convinced with this, or you have any query in this?
Sir, means for the remaining days to complete the chair, it took 4/3 days, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The next question is, how many days carpenter's head would take to make one piece of each of the 4 items together? How many days carpenter's head would take to make one piece of each of the 4 items together? Yes. No one?
So simply we have to add, right?
Yeah. I don't know why you all got confused so much. So if carpenter XYZ were to make a table together, how many days would they take? What they need to make? All of them need to make a table together. So table, if we look at the table, so a carpenter X needs 3 days, Y needs 6 days, and Z needs 2 days. Okay. So how much part of a table this X makes in 1 day? It is 1/3. The Y will make a part of table 1/6, and Z will make 1/2. So if we add all three of them, 1/3 plus 1/6 plus 1/2, that is 1, I guess. Yeah. So 1. So in a single day, if all three are working together, then in a single day, a table will be made, right? Let me go to the next question. So profit made by the company A and company B are given by the following graphs. Which company is more stable?
B.
Why?
The B.
Sir, because in company A, it directly starts from 80 and then it goes to 120, whereas in company, wait.
So, sir, the profit.
The increase in profit suddenly rises in company A, but it's rather more subtle and constant in company B.
Yeah. So in the B, what is observed is, so it is not fluctuating, right? So it is almost on the same level from the year 2010 to 2018. So you can say that it is more stable, whereas in the company A, what is happening? There is a lot of fluctuation going on. That's why it's not stable. So in which year company A supersedes the company B?
2016.
So sure about the year. Yes, in this year 2016, it is the same thing. All right. So in 2016, the company A supersedes the company B. Find the average profit of company A during the year 2010 to 18. What will you do in this case? We just need to find the average. So for the company A, what I will do is I'll look at this line 40 plus 20 plus 60, 60 and so on. You add all the data and you divide by
8.
the number of years. 9.
Yes, sorry. 9.
That's okay. Similarly, the average profit for the company B can be found out, right? Let's go for the another one. The
Sir,
following, yeah.
sir, actually I had some problem. So can you tell me the first sub question, which company is more stable?
Uh, Look, what stability means is there is not a lot of fluctuation,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So if you look at the graph, you can see that the company A has lowest as 20
Yes.
and highest as 120. Okay, so there is a lot of fluctuation, right?
Yes.
Whereas for the company B, it's all the entries are from 80 to 100 and max, sorry, 60. There is this. So it ranges only between 60 to 100. So there is not a lot of fluctuation. If you look at the average of this, it will almost be 80, near by 80.
Yes.
And all the values are also nearby 80. So look at the average 66.66 and 84.44. Okay,
Yes.
so since there is less fluctuation for the company B, so that's why we say that the company B is more stable. Are you convinced?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. This last one. So following table shows the number of criminal cases registered under the cyber security law. So the year is given and the city A, B, C are studied. So in city A in the year 2015, there were 40 cyber security cases. In B, there were 50 and this. So accordingly, the data is put down in the table. So maximum cases in city C registered in the year 2017. 2017, city C, there were cases 80, right?
Yes, sir.
True, sir.
State whether, oh, sorry, I forgot this. State whether each of the following statements are true or false, right? So maximum cases in the city C registered in the year 2017. Yes, C registered 30, 50, and 80, and in the year 2017, it was the highest. Yes, it is true. The next one, maximum increase in cases occurred in city C are from 2016 to 2017.
True, sir.
True. It's true.
2016 to 17. But for that, we will need this table. For that question, actually, we will need the increase. So increase in 2016, 2017. So in 2015, these are the base years. I mean, in 2015, in the city A, there were 40 cases, and 2016, there were 50. So the rise of 10 is there, right? So increase in 2016 is 10. Similarly, increase in the year 2016 for the city B is 5. Increase in the year 2016 for the C is 20. Similarly, the increase in 2017 is 0 for the city A, 5 for city B, and 30. So now looking at this table, we will be able to answer. So maximum increase in cases occurred in city C are from 2016 to 2017. So increase in 2017, there were 30. If you look at the increase in the year 2016, it was 20. So which is the highest, of course. So that is true. Minimum increase in cases is found in the city B from 2015 to 16. So I'll need increase in 2016 if I want to verify this statement. In 2016, I need to look at the city B, that is 5. Even in the year 2017, it is 5. So can I say that yes, it is minimum?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So average increase in cases for the 2015 16 and 16 17 together, average increase. So in 2016 it was 10, 2017 it was 0, so the average is 5. Similarly for city B, average is 5. For city C, average is 25. Okay. Average increase in cases for the together is lowest in city B. Which is the lowest? Yes, of course it is. True, right? Both of them have minimum, city A and city B. So true, both A and B have the same but the lowest average. minimum increase is found in city A. Minimum increase is found in city A from the year 2015 to 2016. Is it so?
False. No, sir. It
No,
is
which is having minimum then?
D. 5.
Where is D? City D is not there.
No,
B.
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 Yes. Right. Fine. So that is all the type of data we have covered. There is just pie chart is remaining, but I'll give that in the assignment. Soon I will give a assignment for 10 marks. Okay, fine. That's all for today. I'll give you the link for attendance. Please mark your attendance.
Sir,
Yeah.
you right now told about the assignment. So do we need to submit the assignment in any Google Classroom or like that, which you will now create?
I have created already.